Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. That's lisahopp.com for all about my services, upcoming events, my books, why I started my career, all about me. If you ever have any questions as well, when you go to the website, please feel free to email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. And for those of you coming back and are so supportive, thank you. If you're on YouTube, which you often are, thank you so much for the comments. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share always. I'd appreciate it so very much. I also feel it serves when we like, subscribe, and share. It helps others to perhaps be helped in some way, and that's very important. So, intrepid listeners, I've had quite the week. Sometimes we get one emergency in a week. I've had two big ones. And is it the worst week of my life? Absolutely not. Is it a challenging week? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know without a doubt that life projects back to us what we're putting out. Also lessons that we have to learn for our higher good, for our greater path. There's a reason, always, for the circumstances around us. Yes, there can be chance, but really chance is so minimal. It's, especially if you are like me and you're constantly connected to meditation and manifestation and really actively being one active participant in your life, in your creative life. So that kind of takes chance out of it. That means that what's coming into you, there's a reason for it. And I was just having a discussion just a few minutes ago about how I'm pondering. Matter of fact, it came up with this topic. I was pondering one of the emergencies, and I was trying to figure out why. Because there's no negative manifestation going on. There's no, underlying afraid of something happening kind of energy. So why would this happen right now at this particular week? And the person I was speaking to was lost. No idea. And then I got it. It was an aha. When we ask, whether it be through our feelings or our thoughts or our words, when we ask for blessings or things to turn out well or help in any way, the answer is always yes. It's always yes. But we have to be ready for what we're asking for. We have to be in a place of receiving it. And I realized this morning that I've been resisting opening up to the very things that I've been asking for. Everything that I affirm every day, everything that I try to feel every day, and I do pretty well at feeling, it's knocking on my door, but I've got resistance. So what does resistance mean? And well, first, let me say that apparently, in my case, but in all cases, it is very true that the universe says, well, you have to relieve your resistance. And sometimes it says, I'm going to help you with that. I'm not going, oftentimes, the energy around you, the universe or heaven or source, whatever you want to call it, it will allow you to have that resistance. It will allow you to ask and And then it will wait. It will wait until you are open, and then it will seep in or send all at once everything that you've asked for. That's why we get those 11th hour miracles that help to come arrive at the last minute that we least expect. And so, but it usually waits for us. It usually allows us to kind of go through the journey, to work on ourselves, I guess, or to not work on ourselves and just waits for that opening. But in my case, apparently, it wants to push things along. And so, you know what? I'm grateful for that. It's all right. I am on this earth not only as a teacher, but as a student. So push me along if you have to. I will fasten my seatbelt and go along for the ride. So what may resistance look like for you? Let's say that you are bound and determined not to acquire debt. You pay off everything. And because you're so diligent about always paying off everything, you sometimes do not treat yourself to what you'd like to have, or you think it through for a very long time before you make a commitment. Maybe you have, not given yourself all that you would like to have, or have said no at times because you feel it's beyond what you're capable of paying off. But at the same time, you've been affirming financial wealth, financial freedom, abundance. You've been visualizing the ideal trip, the ideal car, the ideal home, because you've heard from others, you've heard from teachers, some like me, but others like a Wayne Dyer or Mike Dooley or Jack Canfield or Rhonda Byrne of The Secret. You've heard that you can manifest your ideal life. So you've been working on that. You've been speaking it and feeling it. But at the same time, you've also lived with that subconscious belief, mental thoughts, feelings of, I will not acquire any debt. So then one day, all of a sudden, the big emergency happens. And it's huge. The pipes break down, or just something goes out, or maybe the car needs to be repaired, or the car gets into an accident and you have to add in for the amount of the car. Something that you didn't see coming. Now, why would that happen? Because, and why would it happen more than once? Right? Well, it's not bad luck. It's not meant to be cruel. It's not injustice. Someone on the other side is not trying to get you. It's not being unfair. It is because, well, it's a lesson. It is an action, an inspired action on the part of the universe to get you to lighten up. Is it humanly fair? No. But it's a lesson that will cause you to kind of smooth your edges. And when you smooth your edges, you'll find down the road that not only did you overcome that emergency debt, but that now you're a little bit more open to abundance. Perhaps you're open to making it in a new way. Or you're open to treating yourself in such a way that now you're feeling more abundant, which inevitably will multiply the abundance coming into you. And you'll find a year or two down the road, you're in a better financial place than you were when you were wiping out your debt or making sure you don't acquire it. So heaven, believe it or not, was actually serving you through going against what you would wish in your mind, because they were opening up the door to really bringing you what you were truly asking for each and every day. That's why they say that heaven works in mysterious ways, or that God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes on a conscious level you cannot understand why something is happening to you. Why does a child get cancer? Why does a good person get killed? You can't. On a human level, of course it's not right. It's not fair. It may look like it's a very cruel God. But there's always something larger and more expansive going on. There's always a reason for what is happening. I would say most of the time. 99%, if not 99.8% of the time. Now, if you are a negative Nelly, if you say to me, Lisa, every day I do my affirmations, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, yet I'm always getting ripped off at work or at the store, and nothing ever works out for me, and that's how it is, and no one ever wants to come through for me, and it never is changing even though I'm affirming it. Watch your thoughts, watch your words, watch your feelings. Make sure you're not attracting what you don't want into you through your thoughts. Because I'm out there in the world. I'm on social media. I'm in the conversations. And I hear a good amount of people that want to focus on more lower energy thoughts and feelings and beliefs than those that would prosper. Are you thinking that everything's corrupt around you? Or are you thinking that people get breaks that you don't get? And it doesn't matter if you know someone. Are you thinking there are just lazy people in this world and you work hard and others are sitting home? Yes, you may know one. But is that really the group? Is that really what's really largely going on? Or is it based more on your own inner feelings, own inner beliefs, own inner rages, inner areas that need to be forgiven and resolved and healed? It is not saying that how you feel is wrong and that what you've experienced is right. But you cannot solve anything in your life by dwelling on what caused the problem, on the experience, on the negative event, whether it's past, present, or if you think it's coming in the future. In order to know that you are attracting what you want into yourself, even if you don't see it yet, it is imperative that you feel good and happy inside, that you laugh a lot, that life is fun. And I don't mean fun in a frivolous way. I mean that you can see the blessings around you, that you can feel the gratitude and the peace. If you focus there, even if you can only focus there a minute at a time, if you can focus there enough, you will see how the universe is responding to you. You will see blessings coming forward. You will see help arrive unexpectedly. It will all work out. And honestly, so far in your life, it's been working out. It may not be as smooth as you have wanted. It may not be as quick as you have wanted, but it's been working out. So when you put something on Facebook, for instance, and I'm not picking on anyone in particular, so if you connect to what I'm saying and you think I might be speaking of you, then you know you have to make some changes. All right? But let's just say that if you're putting things from your knowledge of how the world doesn't work for everyone, and that there might be a conspiracy out there, or that the rich get the breaks, or the poor get the breaks, and you never get the breaks, or anything like that, you're working against yourself. If you're putting out there almost like a message to your friends, I can dump you or leave you at any time if you talk about me, or anything that questions your relationships in your posts. You're asking for more. If you're putting out there how much you can't stand your job, you're asking for more. Is that what you want, to have more of a job you can't stand? If you're putting out there that you're unhappy with your coworkers, guess what? They will respond to you. They won't know if, consciously that they are, but they will. They'll honor it. And you'll get more to complain about with your coworkers. Be careful what you put out there. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you're attracting. Is it truly what you want? If the answer is no, the good news is, the great news is, that this very moment you can change it. You can grab that lower energy thought and feeling and belief, and you can adjust it to sound powerful. If you are thinking everyone else gets breaks but me, you can change it too. I'm in the process of receiving blessings. Life works out for me. It always works out in time. I am on the path to being successful. I am becoming abundant. You see, when you say I am, it's present. It's not in the future way out there waiting for you. It's yours now. It's very important. Always make whatever you're thinking and saying and affirming present. Present tense. And then, like me, if you become a master creator, a master manifester, and you're seeing it happen, and you can see life working out for you, and you're feeling it, you're going with the flow, you're on the downstream, and then emergencies occur that boggle your mind. They almost feel like they're working against you. They're not. And that's why I had to sit down and logically think about it. I know that nothing's working against me. So why is this going on? It's like a homework project. And then I realized that if I am affirming a financially free salary, but yet afraid of having to spend money, I'm not being financially free, am I? I'm not in that mindset. I'm not in that flow. And then when something happens so large that you can't even go there with worry and anxiety, you have to let it go, you're served. So this week, I've let go of my resistance. I've let go of trying to control the narrative. I've let go of noticing every little win in a, oh, it's working for me, da-da-da, and being tied up in it emotionally. I'm now going to sit back and just observe and say thank you and watch it all flow out and work out. I'm letting go. That is the key. Let go. You may or may not have heard of the comedian Paula Poundstone. She's been around for a while. She was very, very, very successful. But at a certain part in her life, a certain phase, she had found herself acquiring a lot of debt. Over $1 million. And a while ago, she made me chuckle. Not during an act. She made me chuckle because someone, an interviewer, asked her about how she was dealing with all the massive debt that she had incurred and had to resolve, and the position in life she had come to be in. And it went right off her shoulder. It just went right through her and off her shoulder. She said with just such a whimsical, laid back, go with the flow attitude. When your debt is $1 million, you just don't even feel it anymore. It's just too large. She was right. So I haven't checked on her recently in a Google kind of way. But I bet if I did today, I would find that some of her life had been resolved. And maybe in some ways, if she has been interviewed lately, she feels that it's better. See, at some point, we have to let it go. We have to say it's beyond me. I'm going to need bigger help with that one, and I'm just going to give it over to you. I'm going to give it over to you, heaven, the universe, whomever you want to pray to, whether it be God or Jesus or Mary. I'm just going to say, I'm going to now just let that be there, and I'm going to take life one moment at a time now. And I'm going to get through this time, I know it now for sure, better than when I went into it. And I know I'll come out of it not only stronger, but healthier and wealthier. And better, just better overall. So thank you, universe, for forcing me to let go. What do you worry about today that if something larger happened you wouldn't think was such a big deal anymore? We often worry about things that, 2 reasons, small stuff or things that we feel are out of our control. The number one regret in heaven is worry, because it's always a complete waste of time. It never changes one outcome. When you let go of your resistance, it offers up all kinds of help to come through and clear it out for you. If it's about money, it could be a benefactor that comes out of nowhere, all of a sudden. Or forgiveness. Or any means of solution. If it's health, It could be your medical community working with you, helping things to work out, putting your care before their wallet. If it's in relationships, that's probably the number one thing to let go of. When you let go and let relationships flow, you and the other person have the space to be able to become who they are, to be able to focus on happiness, to be able to, with their will, choose whether to be with you or not to be with you. But you know if they're with you, they want to be with you, and they're giving you the best they can. Relationships can only work out if you're willing to let go of who you want that person to be, any expectations, anything that's conditional. Now, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to stay with that person if ultimately all of that makes you incredibly unhappy. It just means it just means that we often fight to change someone. And people never change unless they want to change. But if you let go and let them be who they are, they're so grateful for that unconditional love that they start trying. They start wanting to upgrade. They start wanting to be a better version of themselves. They feel they have the room. They feel they have the acceptance. They feel they have the love. They feel they have the support. They're on the down current rather than fighting against the current coming at them of your unhappiness, your expectations, your dissatisfaction. That is going against the grain, going against the current. But if you can turn that canoe around and accept them for who they are, they'll give you their ever best. And then you see, well, I've got their best. Can I be happy with this? And on their side, they're grateful that they've grown and given you their best. You brought out the best in them by letting them be who they are. So you must let go. You must give relationships space at times. If you've broken up with someone, don't text, don't call. Let them go. Or if they've broken up with you, let them go. It'll all wrap around and move around and do all kinds of crazy things, but it'll line up for everybody's happiness. That is what releasing resistance, letting go, does. It brings you what you're really asking for. It will bring you what you're trying to manifest, even if it's masked, even if it's hidden. It will always bring it. The universe is designed that way. It is energy responding to energy. And you are a part of that whole of that energy, as you are also an individual creating every day your own story. You create your story every day. Your life is the manifestation of what you've thought, believed, and said. How's it going? If you want something different, start thinking, feeling, and talking different. And you will see it come into be. And yes, it may mean that you hit what you feel is a rock bottom before the blessings start arriving. But sometimes we have to knock down the home and build a new one rather than just remodel. I feel like that about this week. But not quite. But I wondered if I was going there. And I am not daring. I am not tempting the universe to go there, to the ultimate rebuild. I'm just taking one moment at a time, letting go of the resistance that I had, and still affirming, believing, manifesting everything that I've intended on. I'll give you an update later. Think about your story. Think about your life. You are adored and loved by a universal force, the same as every single other person on this earth, whether they are good inside, bad inside, whether they are nice, whether they are mean. Heaven doesn't play favorites. It's not emotionally involved like that. It's all unconditional. It's always trying to give you the greatest life, but at the same time, it won't choose you over another, and it won't choose another over you. There's no such things as some prayers answered and some prayers not. Sometimes the prayers are delayed in their answer. Sometimes the way you wanted it to turn out is not the greater way. But you are always cared for, and you always will be. Use that support. Use that love. Count on it. Trust it. Have faith in it. And if you, like me, have a week where you can only get in the ride and go along with it as it happens around you. If you're going through something much scarier, hang in there. Ask for your help. Notice how you're coming through for yourself, too. That you're getting stronger and clearer and more determined. Those traits that you're growing were necessary for what you've asked for. You are being trained. You are being readied. Stay with it. A good outcome is on its way. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful warm Sunday here. I hope it is beautiful and warm or nice where you are. If you don't like warmth, I hope it's perfect where you are. Please be sure again to go to my website, lisahop.com. By the way, the reason why I spell my name occasionally is because people love to play with my last name. They like to make it B's instead of P's. They like to add S's and other things. So I'm only helping you to find me. And that's all. And also, please be sure to follow me, like, refer on my Facebook business page under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop, and like, subscribe, and share on YouTube as well. My career is all about referrals. So if you have had an appointment with me or feel that someone would benefit from listening to me, please, yes, share. Please serve in that way. It is so very important. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a day full of many, many blessings. Take care.